Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Marina here. I'm so glad to have you guys back on this channel, guys. It feels like it's been such a long time since I last spoke to you guys. I just want to thank you guys for all the understanding, for all the good wishes that you guys sent out to me after my last announcement, just saying that I had to step back from 2 videos because it was taking a toll. I just want to say thank you to you guys for your kindness, for all your support. If it's your first time here, please do well to hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so that you get notified every time I post a new video. Today I just wanted to sit with you guys and just give you like a laid-back update, what has been going on with me and the adjustments that I've had to make to handle the situation that we now have found ourselves in. It's been about a month since I have been working remotely. I have come out of my house maybe 2 or 3 times in the last month, and it was to the grocery store just to do like quick grocery run, dash in, get what you need and come out. And you guys, I went recently, I think I went to the store again about 2 days ago, and honestly I don't like the way things are right now. I don't like the way this whole conscious effort to keep people apart, like, it's draining me. Almost like everybody's suspecting everybody, that kind of thing. Like, you don't know who has been where. So there was conscious and deliberate effort to avoid getting close to the next person. Like on the queues to pay up, like the floors are marked where you can stand and it is apart from the next person. And compared to the friendliness, compared to the vibe that it has been before, like, this is so strange, and I cannot wait for all of it to go away and for us to resume normal life. Okay, in the meantime, what changes have I made? What changes am I making to adjust to what's going on now? That's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. So if you want to hear how I'm doing and how I'm doing it, definitely keep watching. Well, first thing I try to do is to remind myself that I am not on vacation. This is not a holiday. These are less than ideal circumstances. I remind myself that, look, I don't have control over what's going on outside. I only have control what can happen inside this house. I have control over how I respond to what's going on outside. So I use that to remind myself, especially when I feel myself getting sucked into like that pool of negative emotions, just feeling bad over the things that are not happening, feeling bad over the things that have been postponed, feeling bad over the things that I can't do because I have to be inside my house. It's very easy to get sucked in that. But what I do is I tell myself the positives. When I start to feel bad, oh, I can't leave my house, I'm frustrated because I can't do this, I can't do that, I remember the people who have had to be laid off. I remember the people who are currently applying to the government because they have lost their jobs. It's not the case with me. I still have a job, I still have an income. My husband resumed a new job in the middle of a pandemic. That's not the story that is out there. So I use that to remind myself to be grateful regardless of what's going on. There are positives to it, and I try. It can be hard. It is hard on some days, but I remind myself to be grateful, you know. So that's something you can try as well. When the negatives come, if you can find one positive part, hold on to that. Hold on to that positive part and use it to push yourself. Now, because I have school age children, and right now school has moved online for children in Saskatoon, the teachers have been reaching out to us, the parents, just to set them up on a number of online platforms. So now every day my children get their projects for the day posted on those platforms, and then we take some time to help them through it and then submit it when they're done. That's how school is going on right now. Is it easy? Of course not. Some days we're overtaken by the parent guilt, like, oh my god, today we did more work than we focused on the children. Or other days it feels like, okay, my children really need me right now, so I go to work and say, you know what, I'm taking the rest of the afternoon off, my children need me, you know. So it's just finding that balance. It has not been easy, but we're finding a way. Okay, and how we do that is we try to maintain a routine. So on a typical day, instead of my alarm to go off at 5, it still goes off at 5. I just don't respond to it right now. It goes off at 5. I do the snooze, and I can stay in bed a little longer now because I put into consideration, okay, on a normal day I will wake up, bathe 2 children, dress them up, and then there's the commute time before I get to work. So I put all that time together and add it to my sleep time. So instead of waking up at say 6 on a regular day, I can get away with staying in bed till 7 right now. I still pretend like I'm getting ready to go to work, except that I now allow my children sleep a little longer because they don't sleep early. I've tried all that I know to put them at bed maybe 30 minutes later than when I would normally do. Put them to bed at 9, but sometimes at 10:30 p.m. I still hear 2 of them just in a laugh. I just leave them. So in the morning it's hard to get them to wake up at normal time. So I try to maintain a routine during the day, like when they eventually wake up, I structure time for things. Okay, this is the time for breakfast. After breakfast, this is what we're doing next, and after that we do schoolwork, and then we have TV time, and then we have nap time. That's something that we're still fighting about till now, but some days I win, some other days, oh yeah, it's my name, because they don't even answer me. But I try to introduce those things so that they have like a general idea what our day is going to look like. And that has been helping me maintaining a routine, creating a structure for my day. Regardless of the fact that I have work, I create a structure for the rest of my family, and that has been helping my children because it helps them understand what's coming next. Another thing that we try to do to maintain the sanity around here is plan fun indoor activities together. Typically, before all of this, we had one night a week where we have family nights where we all watch a movie or play board games or just do something together as a family. But this time we've tried to make that more frequent. Just talk, play games, watch TV together. Some days it's just us giving them gist about our childhood. They find those stories so fascinating. Sometimes they come back and say, tell me more. Our children are learning a lot more about some of the experiences that we had as children because we created the time to share those experiences with them. We're also taking this time to teach our children skills, basic life skills. Now, my children are still young, so there are some things I can't teach them yet, but we're teaching them skills that are appropriate for their age, like cleaning up after yourself, picking up your toys. My children enjoy it when you send them on errands. Can you beat that? So now I'm looking for chores that I can send to both of them to do. They're excited when you tell them to do those things. So we're using this time to teach them. Now, those are things that we have been teaching before now, but right now we're just emphasizing on some of those things and teaching them the importance of knowing how to do these life skills, like clean up, pick after yourself, be responsible for your toys. Those basic things that you consider, oh, it's just a small thing, or no, they're just children. This is a good time to start to teach them. If you have children who are older, this is a good time to teach them maybe how to cook, how to clean, how to fix minor things around the house. Just get them involved. That's the bottom line of what I'm trying to say. I just think this time the focus should not only be on doing schoolwork. There should be emphasis on family bonding and building cultures and family traditions as well. If it's not something you're already doing, it might be a good time to start to introduce some of these things and make them a regular going forward. Okay, another thing that I find that there's not a lot of emphasis around is talking to your children. If you have children, talk to them about what's going on, help them understand what's going on. The adjustment is not easy for them. My son came to me one day and said, Mom, if I clean my room and pick my toys and do everything, would we be able to go and visit our friends? At that time, I knew that in that moment, he thought about staying at home as him being punished. So we had to sit down and talk to him about it all over again. There are conversations we have had over and over, but in that moment, he wanted to go and see his friends. In that moment, he missed his friends. He missed the outdoor life. We had to sit down and explain all over again, just to help them understand what's going on and why he's not being punished because he's at home. So it might be something to try. It might look like, oh, your children are fine. They're having fun just staying at home. From time to time, check where they are. Ask them question. I've heard a few stories of children here who would on a normal day be very chatty, happy children. They just go straight to, I don't want to come out of my room, I want the room to be dark. You know, that's not a good sign. Mentally, this can be tough on them. So just make sure you're checking on your children and that they're okay, mentally especially. Okay, in this time too, I have thought about doing some things that I've postponed for a while. Like there's some organizing that I wanted to do in one part of the house. I've done the first part of that. There's organizing I also want to do in my bedroom, like just declutter, clean out my wardrobe. It's something I've been postponing for a while. I have used this opportunity to start to do some of those things. So I've done the first part, I'm doing the second part. So this whole stay at home might be a time for you to touch up on those things that you've always wanted to do. If you've always wanted to maybe reorganize, sort your clothes, the ones that are now too small. Who's not guilty of that? We all at this point have clothes that have become too small. Let's just say the truth and tell ourselves. If there are books that you've always wanted to read, maybe this is a good time if you have the capacity. If you feel like you're in a space mentally where you can handle that, by all means, do it. For me, I have learned how to have realistic expectations of myself. I'm one human being, one. I cannot come and kill myself because no mean I bring this thing. You cannot come and kill me to adjust to everything simply because the world is changing, you know. So I have realistic expectations. I don't expect myself to be 1000% anyway. Juggling a lot of things at the same time. Luckily, I work for an employer that is concerned about my mental health more than the performance that I'm giving at this time. I feel like there's emphasis on how I am doing as a human being. There's emphasis on the work that I'm doing, no doubt, but there's also, my employer cares about how I'm doing personally. So it has helped me to manage the expectation on myself. I'm not afraid to admit that I'm struggling. I'm not afraid to be vulnerable. I'm not afraid to just admit that, you know what, today I don't know what I'm doing. There are days I felt like I just want to stay in bed today and not be disturbed. And And thankfully I also have a spouse who understands that we're in this together. He understands his role. On the days that I'm not very strong, he steps up for me. On the days where he's not very strong, I step up for him. So I feel like I'm in teams of people that help me to maintain this balance. So it's easy for me to be realistic on myself. One big thing that has really helped me, guys, is reaching out to my friends and family. I have done more video calls in the last 1 month than I've done, I think, in the last year. Usually I would just pick up my phone, audio call people, hey, how are you, how's everything, fine. But now I feel like that seeing them in the video creates a lot more connection. Video, there's some things you cannot hide. If you have been crying, audio call, you can fake it, but if it's video, I will catch you. So I feel like that video calling has created a lot more connection between me and friends and family. So that's how I've stayed in touch. Try to reach out more, try to just find out how people are doing. Don't assume that everybody is okay. Like, offer support in the way that I can. If it's just to be the listening ear, if it's just to be the one that's giving you the virtual hug, since we're all supposed to do social distancing, I try as much as possible to reach out to people. It has helped me stay sane. My overall mental well-being, I have given priority to, because in this place, it is easy to slip into things before you even know. I'm telling you the truth. So please prioritize your mental health. If there are things that you need to cut off just to keep yourself in a good place mentally, it's a good time to do it. There are some accounts on social media that I have had to mute. There are some accounts I've had to block. There are some people I've had to unfollow. I will do anything to keep my mental state positive. I will do anything to keep my space at a certain energy level. Nobody can tension me. Like, you see all those people on social media that will not come and tell you things as if you come out from this and you don't come out with a new book, or you don't come out with business plan, or you don't come out with a new idea, you were just a lazy person. Don't even listen to them. We are not on holiday. Like I said, this is a pandemic. If you come out of this sane, your mental faculty is still in place, you won. Forget. If you're already working on things that you needed extra time to work on, if you have the capacity to do that, by all means. But for you, if this is a struggle for you and just getting by every day is a struggle, do not feel under pressure to now come up with one grandiose plan. Don't let anybody put you in that position where you feel like just getting by every day is not good enough. Trust me, getting by every day is victory. People are losing their minds. People are getting clinically diagnosed for depression. This whole pandemic is causing, it's a trigger for anxiety for a lot of people. There are some people who their whole day is just getting by without feeling anxious, just getting by without slipping into any dark place. So if you're able to do that with a smile on your face, you have won. Don't let anybody pressure you. If you have the mental capacity to do anything new, to learn a new skill, or do something you've always wanted to do, I applaud you. By all means, do it. If you don't, if your mental capacity can only carry you through each day without you breaking down or losing your mind, I applaud you even louder. I felt that way. I felt like, okay, maybe this is a good time to now come up with, okay, what do I want to do? I have to come up with a plan, what YouTube is going to look like for me in the next 6 months. I have to remind myself, like, babe, calm down. On a serious note, calm down. You are not on a boat cruise somewhere where it's like you have no care in the world. These are not ideal circumstances, so calm down. Be easy on yourself. It's part of what I was talking about when I said I needed to step back and have realistic expectations of myself. It was getting a little too much, and man, cannot come and go and die. The pressure was getting too much. So please, don't let anybody pressure you. This is how I've stayed sane in the last month. We don't know how long this is going to be. So whatever you can do, guys, please take care of yourself, prioritize yourself. Do the best that you can. Numbers are rising. The projections are still saying it will get worse before it gets better. It is going to get better, that's for sure. But the our adherence to the precautions is what will determine how fast it gets better. If you have the capacity, stay at home. If there are things you're bottling up that this whole thing is starting to trigger and making the situation more difficult for you, please open up to somebody. If there are people you trust that you can talk to, open up to them. If you want a neutral opinion, send me an email. We will rant together. I might not be able to provide a solution to all your issues, but I would listen to you. That's one thing I can guarantee. So guys, let's hold on. This is only a phase that will pass. Hopefully we can resume normal life soon. All of this will pass away and we can look back and smile. Well, that's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. If you have any questions, if you have any contributions, if you have any more tips that you have that's working for you that you would like to share with me that other people can learn from as well, please do well to leave them in the comment section below. And I will see you in my next video. Until then, you guys stay safe, stay calm. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.